All right, what's up, you beta jerk off? So today we are going to be answering the age-old question: can you out-train a bad diet? Now, I know what most of you guys are going to say. I know what most of you guys are going to think. I believe most of you guys are going to say, no, you can't out-train a bad diet. If you eat like shit, you're going to look like shit, you're going to feel like shit. But me personally, I would respectfully disagree, and I think you can easily out-train a bad diet. And let me tell you why I say that, guys, okay? I've been having a cheat meal once or twice a week for like the past 2 or 3 years and maintained around 10 to 15% body fat with a very pronounced shoulder to waist ratio, relatively small waist all the time. You know, the look where you have big shoulders and a big chest and a big back and a small waist and probably below around 15% body fat. And I've been as lean as 10%, sometimes even 8%. And during this whole time period, I was having a cheat meal once or twice a week. And when I mean a cheat meal, I don't just mean, you know, a bag of chips or a little cookies. I mean like a large pizza and eating the whole pizza in one day easily. And when I mean a cheat meal, I mean like a 4-pack or a 6-pack of crumble cookies and eating all of that in one day easily with more room left in the tank. So it's like, you know, when I'm talking a cheat meal, I'm talking a big fat ass cheat meal once or twice a week for years, for like 2 or 3 years, and I've stayed lean the whole time. Now, you know, part of the reason some of you guys might not be able to get away with eating like a fat fuck is because you don't train as hard as me. You don't train as intensely, as high volume. That's another key. It's not just about how hard you train to get away with a bad diet. It's also about how high the volume is. You might not know this, but if you're logical, you would realize that the higher volume you train up to a certain point, the more bullshit foods you can get away with. And I'd say that's 100% true. Like, high volume training is going to make you leaner as opposed to low volume training. That's a whole nother debate. Assuming the intensity is the same, like high volume training is going to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like lean towards keeping you at a lower body fat percentage, guys, because you're getting the sets in. So that's why I don't really believe in stuff like junk volume. I don't think it's even real because, in my opinion, exercise is better than not exercise. You know, unless you're just, you know, doing an excessive amount of sets that serve no purpose. I guess that's what junk volume is. But like, people who talk about junk volume are a lot of times not doing enough volume and stuff and using junk volume as a crutch to get away with extremely low volume, and then saying anyone who trains high volume is doing junk volume, which I think is complete bullshit. But I'm kind of going off track here. I'm going on a tangent. But the point is, back to the original question: can you out-train a bad diet? Yes, I believe absolutely 100%. I mean, look at guys like Lex Little. They cheat on their diet all the time. They'll have cheat meals, and he's like lean as fuck and looks amazing. Lex Little, David Lay did the same thing. James English, all the OG Gymshark goats. I'm pretty sure they would like have huge cheat meals all the time and stay pretty lean. If you have a pretty fast metabolism, high testosterone levels, and train like a fucking animal, you can absolutely get away with a bad diet. For sure, you can cheat once a week, if not twice a week. I'm not talking about 7 days a week of complete shit, but I'm talking about in general like an 80-20 rule, 80% clean, 20% dirty, or 6 days a week clean, 1 day a week cheat meal. You can totally get away with that, guys. And anyone saying you can't probably just wants you to live like a miserable life of no enjoyable, pleasurable meals. Like, dude, dieting, getting lean is not supposed to be horribly miserable. And most people aren't trying to get to like, you know, 5, 6, 7% body fat. Most people would be very happy just being 10, 12, maybe 14% body fat, including myself. You don't need to get insanely lean unless you're a fitness model or doing a photo shoot or doing a bodybuilding competition. To look good in a tank top, you just need to be like 12% body fat for most people and stuff. So, you know, again, and you can maintain 12% body fat with a shitty diet. Or with cheat meals, with an 80-20 rule, 80% clean, 20% dirty. You can get away with that for sure. I've lived to tell the tale, guys. I'm living proof that you can get away with a bad diet and stay relatively lean. Albeit I'm not my leanest right now, but I was leaner in the past and eating a worse diet than I am right now. The reason I'm not that lean right now is because I've just been a bulking phase for a little bit. But the point is, I was 10% body fat, and eating dirty, cheat meals all the time, 1, 2, 3 times a week. So if that's not proof that you can get away with a bad diet, what is, guys? Me and countless other individuals can get away with a cheat meal once or twice a week and stay pretty lean. So if you're saying you can't out-train a bad diet, frankly, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, because I can, you probably could, and unless you have the metabolism of like an 80-year-old woman, you can probably get away with a cheat meal once or twice a week and large portions of it and pretty dirty food choices. So that's my video for today, guys. I totally believe you can out-train a bad diet. I'm not saying to eat junk shit all the time, but like, again, 80% clean, 20% dirty, I'd say that's perfectly ideal for a combination of discipline, eating clean foods that are going to give you the protein and nutrition, and enjoyable, pleasurable meals that are going to not make you feel like your life sucks. I think there's a balance, and there should be a balance. So hope this helps, guys. To summarize, I do believe you can out-train a bad diet. You can get away with cheat meals, a dirty diet. So hope this helps, guys. Have a great day. God bless.